10 dark manipulation tactics you never noticed. What if you've been manipulated for years without ever realizing it? These tactics don't just happen in shady backroom deals or dramatic movie scenes. They show up in everyday life, in conversations with your boss, arguments with your partner, even in the ads you scroll past without thinking. They're subtle, they're strategic, and most importantly, they're effective. But once you see them, you can't unsee them. Let's break down 10 of the darkest manipulation tactics that might be influencing your decisions, emotions, and beliefs, without you even noticing. 1. Gaslighting, rewriting your reality. It always starts small. You're remembering it wrong. That's not what I said. You're being too sensitive. Over time, it escalates, until you start doubting your own memory, your own instincts, even your own sanity. Gaslighting is a manipulation tactic where someone deliberately distorts your perception of reality. And the scariest part? It's slow and subtle. One rewritten memory at a time. It breaks down your trust in yourself, so you lean on the manipulator instead. You see this in toxic relationships, in corrupt politics, even in the workplace, when a boss forgets conversations or changes agreements without warning. The goal is always the same: make you question yourself so they can control the narrative. And once they control the narrative, they control you. But that's just the beginning. 2. Future faking, the illusion of hope. Imagine someone promising you everything you've ever wanted: the perfect job, a life-changing opportunity, a happily ever after romance. Now imagine they never planned to follow through. That's future faking, when someone uses fake promises about the future to influence your behavior in the present. They say all the right things, not to build a future with you, but to control you right now. It's a tactic used by manipulative partners, sketchy recruiters, and yes, even brands trying to get you hooked. They'll keep your eyes on a dream that never arrives, so you don't notice the red flags in front of you. And the worst part? You keep waiting until it's too late. But manipulation doesn't always happen one-on-one. 3. Triangulation, divide and control. Sometimes, the manipulator doesn't attack you directly. They use someone else. That's triangulation, when a third person is pulled into a situation to create drama, confusion, or competition. It's a favorite move in narcissistic relationships and dysfunctional workplaces. Here's how it works. Let's say you're confronting someone about their behavior. Suddenly, they mention how other people agree with them, or how someone else said the same thing about you. Just like that, you're isolated, defensive, off balance. Triangulation turns allies into rivals, and confusion into control. And if you're constantly wondering who said what behind your back, that's by design. Still, not every tactic is about confrontation. Some are about addiction. 4. Intermittent reinforcement, addicted to uncertainty. This tactic is straight out of a casino playbook. Imagine a slot machine. You don't win every time, but just enough to keep pulling the lever. That's intermittent reinforcement, randomly rewarding someone to make them addicted to unpredictability. In manipulation, it looks like this. One day they love you, the next day they vanish. Then they come back with gifts, apologies, attention, just enough to give you hope again. This on-again, off-again cycle wires your brain for obsession. You're no longer seeking love, you're chasing relief. It's the same principle behind gambling, and it works just as powerfully in relationships. And speaking of guilt, G5. Guilt tripping, turning your kindness against you. You try to set a boundary. Say no. Prioritize yourself. And suddenly, you're the villain. How could you do this to me after everything I've done for you? That's a guilt trip. When someone manipulates your sense of responsibility to get what they want. It doesn't matter how unreasonable their demand is. They'll make you feel like you owe them compliance. But here's the truth. Guilt is a powerful emotional tool, and manipulators know exactly how to wield it. They make your empathy a weapon against you. And before you know it, you're apologizing for things that were never your fault. But if you try to stand up for yourself, get ready for the next tactic. Sixth Darvo. Deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. Darvo is a favorite of manipulators when they're confronted. Here's how it plays out. You call them out. They deny it. Then they attack your credibility. And finally, they play the victim. Now you're the bad guy. This tactic is designed to flip the narrative instantly. Suddenly you're defending yourself, explaining your tone, questioning your own behavior, while they dodge all accountability. It's especially common in abusive dynamics and public scandals. When someone's back is against the wall, Darvo is their escape hatch. And it works, unless you know what you're looking for. But sometimes, the manipulation is even more subtle. 7. The illusion of choice. When every option is a trap, think you're making a decision? Think again. The illusion of choice is a tactic where all available options lead to the same outcome, one that benefits the manipulator. Salespeople do this all the time. Do you want the basic package or the premium? No mention of whether you need it at all. Politicians use it too, presenting two extremes, so you pick the lesser evil while missing the bigger picture. It's control disguised as freedom, and unless you're willing to question the entire setup, you'll always think you're choosing, even when you're not. But what if someone made you feel special, just to pull you in? And 8. Love bombing, drowning you in affection. In the beginning, they're perfect. They text constantly, shower you with compliments, make big promises early on. It feels like destiny. But it's not love, it's love bombing. This tactic floods you with attention to create instant trust and emotional dependence. But the moment you're attached, it shifts. The attention dries up, the warmth turns cold, and you're left wondering what you did wrong. It's not a mistake, it's the plan. Love bombing is how manipulators hook you fast, so they can control you slow. And just when you think you're the problem, they hit you with fear. 9. Fear-based messaging. Manipulating through anxiety. If you don't do this, something bad will happen. Sound familiar? That's fear-based messaging, using anxiety and threat to influence your actions. It's in advertising, it's in politics, it's in toxic parenting and religion. It plays on your survival instincts, your sense of urgency. It doesn't have to be true, it just has to make you feel unsafe. Because when you're scared, you're easier to control. But sometimes the manipulation is wrapped in kindness. 10. Covert contracts. Strings you never saw. This is one of the most invisible and dangerous forms of manipulation. A covert contract is when someone does something for you with an unspoken expectation. They act like it's a gift, but really, it's a debt. Maybe they help you out repeatedly, but then explode when you don't return the favor. Or they constantly remind you of what they've done, expecting your loyalty, obedience, or silence in return. You never agreed to the deal, but now you're trapped in it. It's not generosity, it's a transaction you didn't sign up for. Outro. Manipulation works best in the shadows. It hides behind smiles, kind gestures, and promises of a better future. It speaks in half-truths and twisted logic, and it thrives when you don't even realize it's happening. But once you spot the patterns, you take back the power. So now that you know the tactics, how many have you seen in your life? Or worse, how many have you unknowingly used? Let us know in the comments. And remember, awareness is your greatest defense.